You may have noticed from your programs that next up we are supposed to have Michel Barnier, who you may know as the European chief negotiator for the United Kingdom leaving the European Union. Well, the good news is that Michel Barnier has been on stage this morning. The bad news is that's in Luxembourg. So he can't be with us in person. You can choose individually who you blame for that. But fortunately, he did have time to record a video address, and that's what we will watch now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me first apologize for not being with you today. Since you invited me, dear Yannis, dear Thierry, the situation has changed, and in fact, the situation changes every day and every week. The UK was supposed to leave the Union on the 29th of March, but as you know, discussions have been prolonged. And today I am in Luxembourg to take stock with the EU ministers, and including for agriculture and for the farmers. And I would even say for our collective capacity to act on environmental challenges. Since day one, in this extraordinary and complex negotiation, the EU has worked for an orderly withdrawal, to provide certainty, legal certainty, in the face of all the uncertainties created by Brexit. The withdrawal agreement, agreed with the UK in November, is this document, 600 pages. And this document delivers these points. Citizen rights are protected. All budgetary commitments taken at 28 under the current budget, including for agriculture, are respected at 28. We ensure that there is no hard border on the island of Ireland while preserving the EU single market. Geographical indications 3,000, such as Gorgonzola or Scotch whisky, continue to be protected, and a transition period based on statu quo leaves time to negotiate the future relationship, and businesses will have to adapt only once. But all of this requires the ratification of our agreement. But let me be frank, over the last few weeks, no deal has become more likely by the incapacity of the UK House of Commons to agree on the deal. And it would have serious consequences, in particular, new tariffs and controls for our trade with the UK and the disruption of value chains across the Channel. The EU is prepared for this scenario, so should you be. Needless to say, we will use all available measures to mitigate possible damages for farmers. But there will be no statu quo. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the outcome, Brexit is a challenge for Europe's agriculture, and it will remain so after 2020. We must see the facts in front of us. The UK is a net contributor to the EU budget. Its departure will leave a budget gap. Most policies will be impacted, including the common agriculture policy. This is a challenge that my friend, the Commissioner Phil Hogan, is currently addressing with his energy and with its determination. At the same time, Brexit is not the only future challenge we must prepare for. Environmental challenges are, to my mind, a much bigger concern. Farmers are the first to suffer climate change, floods, droughts, and the uncertainty linked to the weather conditions. Farmers are also on the front line of biodiversity decline. This is why I have long argued that farmers are and must be the first écologistes. Les agriculteurs sont les premiers écologistes. Our agriculture depends on the preservation of our natural capital. It is together that we must fight the battle And since climate change does not stop at national borders, it is also together at EU level we should act. Ladies and gentlemen, building a green Europe must be a top priority for the EU in the coming years. By making Europe the first carbon-neutral economy by 2050, by taking the lead in the responsible use of resources and making our economy more circular, by fighting for biodiversity ahead to the UN conference planned in Beijing in 2020. In pursuing these goals, two concerns must guide us. A green Europe cannot be built at the expense of our industry or at the expense of our agriculture. On the contrary, it should be a source of jobs and social cohesion. Climate justice must be at the heart of our action. And we must also continue to push for effective global cooperation and to make sure that we have the right tools to protect ourselves from unfair competitions. What's the point of having strict rules on pesticides or forest management in the EU if our import of food and wood is based on unsustainable practices? Ladies and gentlemen, the ecological debt we pass on to our children is at least as serious as our budgetary debts. This is why, in the same way as we have a stability pact for our budgets, time has come for a sustainability pact. This will not happen without you and an open debate with farmer and professional organizations across Europe. My last message is therefore to all of you, stay engaged. The future is now. Let me finish by thanking the Forum for the Future of Agriculture for contributing to this debate for more than 10 years now. I wish you a good forum and I look forward for hearing from your discussions. Thank you very much for your attention.